Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Andrew and today I've got a super exciting video. I'm going to be talking about TradingView and how you can use it to make money. So the first thing that you need to know about TradingView is cloud-based, which means you don't really need to move with your computer. You can be on vacation, you can be anywhere as long as there's internet. If you've created an account, you can log in and you'll find all your saved templates and all your preferences. So the first thing that I would like to look at is the main window. This is the main view. These are the files that you use the most. This side is quite useful on the left, and on the right you've got the price. At the very top you've got the wish list. So the wish list is where you can remove by just clicking on the X. An X appears once you hover over it with your mouse, and to add you just go, there's a plus button, and you can trade either everything. You can do stocks, futures, forex, CFDs, crypto, indices, and the economy. So I want to add my Euro JPY, which I deleted, and it's at the bottom. So the other thing, this is the news. I don't really use this a lot because I use Forex Factory for my news. I'll leave a link for that. These are the alerts tab. Whatever you have alerts, you can set alerts on indicators as well as on the actual chart. I'll explain that in a bit. Then here you have the data window. It explains the last candle that is actually active, when it opened, the high, the low, and the close. So this on the scene view, you see a price is showing you the price of the euro when compared to the dollar. And the number of minutes are going down. I'm on the 15 minutes, so in the next, let's just say 12 minutes, we'll have a new candle and we'll have a new price. Then this is the calendar. Again, I don't use it. This is the ideas tab, and if in case you follow live streams, it's here. This is the ideas stream. I don't use a lot of this stuff, guys. So if I can just minimize it back. Now here, the first thing that you see is the way you want to see your pointer. Some people like a dot. I, for one, like the cross. I prefer the cross because with the cross, I get to know the price on the far right in black and the date at the bottom. Then this is by far the most important tab that you'll be using. This is where most of the technical analysis that you'll be doing will be happening. You've got the trend line. The trend line can be drawn in any direction, whether inclined, horizontal, even vertical. So this is rather crucial. Then the other thing that you've got the angle info. In case you're trading things like divergence and you are not too sure, you can use the angle info. Maybe if you choose it, then you can see it's telling us the number of bars, how much it moved by, and also the angle. This is the delete. So I don't really use the view up. This is a horizontal line. The beauty of it is you don't have to really, unlike this trend line, the horizontal line, wherever you just choose it, you just put it, it draws a horizontal line automatically. To edit it, you see a pencil icon over there. You just click on it. You can change the color. You can increase the thickness. You can make it a dashed line. You can come to the settings and you can choose where you want it to be, how visible you want it to be. You can choose the text in case you want to add, say, the price. You say show text and you say enter here. You can do all that. Yeah. I put the wrong font, so yeah, something like that. Then you can also set an alert on it to say if the price crosses this line, crossing horizontal, or and so on. You can say if the price crosses it, I'll enter it or something. then this is the delete button. The other thing, if you deleted it by accident, you can always press Ctrl Z to undo. If you click on it, you can clone the line. This is particularly useful for trend lines if you are, say, drawing a channel. So I'll just delete both. Next to that, we've got the crosshair. I rarely use this, but it's quite useful because it combines, it draws the cross and the horizontal line, the vertical and the horizontal line. Why you would want to use that, say you're not too sure where you entered the trade, at the bottom it will show you the date, and at the top it will show you the price, so it could be a bit handy. Again, it's the same thing for editing it. That's a delete. You can clone here, you can copy, you can also hide it. Yes, you can also increase the thickness, change the color, increase the thickness, make it a dashed line. So you've noticed that on most of the things, this is the same thing that keeps appearing. So I'll just delete that. Then the other thing, sorry, right here again, you can also draw an arrow. For instance, if I just zoom out a bit, if you think you are not sure, maybe on, say, Friday, you want to leave the chart and you are thinking, what's going to happen? You can always say this could come here and then break down like that. This is a bit handy. You can also draw a ray line which just runs all over the place. I rarely use that. You can also draw a parallel channel in case you want to draw it there and then just bring it to there, then you extend it. To draw, the alternative way of drawing a channel is where you just come up to the trend line, draw your trend line, then while it's selected, you see the two nodes, you just come to it and clone it, and then you can move it around. Yeah, that's how I'll do it. If you are not happy with what's happening in the scene, you can right click and remove all drawings, and it gives you a plain chart. Back at the top, yeah, I guess these are the ones that I use the most. Next, we've got this is where you find the Fibonacci. For those people who like the pitchfork, I really don't know most of this stuff because I just come here. If I'm using the Fibonacci, I'll draw it from the last swing high to swing low, and once I come with it, you can see this is where you can edit the colors. I prefer to, yeah, you can increase the thickness. What I like to do is come to the settings. Under the settings, this is one of the major advantages of TradingView over MT4. If you've watched the previous video for my MetaTrader 4 tutorial, I'll leave a link at the end or in the description below. With MT4, the Fibonacci just comes in one color, whereas with TradingView, you can actually change the colors of the indicators, and of course you can hide some. Say for instance, I don't want the 0.23, I don't want the 0.5, I don't want the 0.7, and I don't want the negatives. So if I do that, then I decide to say, you know what, I'm going to make this one black, and I'm going to make 0.6 maybe pink, and then once I click OK, you can see my Fibonacci has changed. So you can also play around with the Fibonacci by going to the highlighted. Once you're done, you click outside on the anywhere outside. If you click on it, you will notice that there will be two nodes at the bottom. This is a trend line. These are the actual Fibonacci. So it's drawing from 1 to 0. It's always drawing from 1 to 0. So you can reduce the size. You can come to the settings. You can change the style. You can change where you place it. You can change the visibility. I think the most important thing here is the style, because you know exactly where you want to draw it basically. Then you can also obviously clone it. You can also arrange it in case there's a lot of things in your chart. You can of course delete it. The other thing that's important is the brush. The brush is useful if you want to draw around. It's mostly useful if you are, say, having a live session, a live training, so to say. I prefer to use a rectangle. I learned this from my mentor. The rectangle is handy when drawing zones of preferably resistance and support. So you can do that. Again, you can change the color, the outward color. You can change the fill. You can make red for resistance. And then you can come at the bottom and clone it. Once you clone it, you're going to come to the very bottom. This is, by the way, this is really bad technical analysis. You can change the color to, say, blue. And when you do that, you have those zones. That's how I like to use the MetaTrader. You can also draw a rotated rectangle. I don't use that. I do like using the ellipsoid though. The ellipsoid is useful, again, maybe if you're explaining to someone, say you've got a live session, to say, I entered my trade here. Sorry about that. I entered my trade there because I was seeing wicks and it was a point of resistance and price dropped. Then the other thing that's interesting here, you can draw your own triangle. I'm not a very big fan of that. Then here you've got the text. You can write whatever text you want. This is, we're going to say Euro, USD, Euro, USD, sell. Then you can click OK. You can change the font size. You can make it bold or you can make it inclined. You can make it a border around it. I just leave it plain. I don't use the font, the text a lot because I don't send out a lot of these signals. This is important. This is another tab that is very important. You'll be able to draw your XABDC pattern, which is the backbone of harmonics if you are into those type of tradings. I'll just remove everything. So you just click it, then you can just pick it and you can draw a harmonic pattern like that. X, B, C. I'll just end it here though, it's not very good. And it will also show you what you want. You can change the colors, you can change the fill, you can make it a bit thicker. You can also maybe increase the thickness of the outward lines. Then you can change the settings where it's going to stay, the style, the visibility. I'll close that. You can clone it, you can copy it, and you can delete it. The other thing that's in here that's very interesting, you can do the head and shoulders. This is a very bad head and shoulders. I'll draw it again. I don't know why it's sticking. So you can draw the head and shoulders if you know the head and shoulders. You can also draw the ABDC pattern, which is quite good for trading. You can draw different triangle patterns, the head and shoulders, Elliott impulses. I love impulses. You can say 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is really bad. Let me start again. You can say 1, 2, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm going to remove everything. Yeah, then yeah, those are the ones I use the most. This is crucial when it comes to risk management. I'll do a full tutorial on risk management. This is where you can plan your trade. If you don't want to start using the calculator a lot, you can, sorry, I'll just delete this new one. So this is a short. So green is where you green is when the trade goes for you. Red is when the trade goes against you. You can see it's showing you the target price. It's also showing you the number of pips that you'd make. At the very bottom, you see the stop loss price on the far right, sorry, in red, and the take profit in green. and then it's showing you the risk to reward ratio and the number of pips that you would lose if this trade was to go against you. There is both for buy, and you just come there. You also find the one for a short. You can just extend it like that. Yes. Then you can also do a date range. I've not really used this one in a very long time. Yes. Yes. So you can also do projections. I don't use a lot of these guys. The other thing that's important is to know the number of pips. There's a ruler there. You just choose where to start and drag it down, and you will find the number of pips, the bars, and the number of days, how long it took for the market to move to that level. So I'm going to hide this for now and focus more in the scene view. In the scene view, at the very top, you've got the currency pair that you are looking at. In this case, I'm looking at the Euro USD. If you're in Forex, then you know that if you're looking at a pair like the Euro USD, the Euro is the main pair, the USD is a counter pair. So this chart is telling us that the price of 1 euro in dollars is $1, 172,231 at 15 hours GMT. Yes, at 15 hours, maybe not GMT. Yes. Then the next thing is the time frames. So under the time frames, you can do a drop down. If you like a specific time frame, you can put a star around it, and once you like it, it will appear at the top. So you can do ranges, but I prefer to look at it from the monthly, the weekly, the daily. You can also do custom ones if you're on the higher paid plan, but the free one is pretty solid. So you've got the 4 hours, 3 hours, and so on. You've also got the different minutes. These will also appear if you chose them and added a star. They'll appear here, which becomes a bit convenient for you. So like currently we're looking at the 4-hour charts, meaning each of these candlesticks is representing a period of 4-hour activity in the market. Next thing is the candlestick. You can either trade the hollow candles, you can trade the Hekinashi, you can also trade the line graph. Personally, I love to trade the candlesticks and the line graph. The line graph and the candlestick, the only difference is the candlestick shows wicks, which are price rejections. The line graph doesn't. So if you're trying to identify a trend, I would advise you look at the line graph. It gives a less biased view of what's going on. You can also compare two pairs. Say for instance, you are in the Euro USD, we can add GBP USD, and when we add it, we'll see, sorry, I'm trying to, yeah. So if I just change one to say candlesticks, that's the, so you can see how the two are behaving a bit similar. This is particularly useful if you are trying to understand how pairs behave. Generally, you will notice that as you are trading pairs, pairs have similar sort of characteristics. Okay. Okay, yeah, so that's how you remove it. Then this is crucial, guys. This is where the magic happens. So when you click on where it's written FX, you come to indicators. TradingView has a wide range of indicators. One of the good things about TradingView has over MetaTrader 4 is the MACD. In MetaTrader 4, the MACD comes only in histogram, and the signal line and the main line are represented. One can be a histogram, the other one can be a line. In TradingView, guys, I'm super excited about this. You have the signal line, the main line, and you have the histogram. So this is really awesome. Please leave a comment in the description if you know a way you can do this in MetaTrader 4. I don't know how. So you've got a lot of indicators. You just need to type them up, or I don't know why it's not showing me. There's the volume, there's patterns. Oh, the other thing about indicators is there are some indicators that are pre-made. Some guys have sort of, what's the word? They have made these indicators and you can sort of find them, especially on the free plan. You will notice that these indicators, I don't have any script. These are the belting. They'll show some people, the number of people who like them. This is what I'm talking about. You can see this is telling you how many people are like this. Obviously, the higher the number, the better. But what I would advise is if you choose a strategy, you back test it. So whatever strategy you choose, make sure you back test and see the number of successes versus the number of failures that the trade has. The other thing that I would like to talk about is so after you choose your indicators, there are many indicators, so I really can't see them. So you may just have to come in the search bar and say the MACD, there's another MACD strategy over there, the RSI, you can type in, for instance, stochastic. You can also type in Ichimoku. Whatever indicators that you like, you can type it in and find it. I'll do a specific video just focusing on indicators. Then after you've combined a couple of indicators, let's just say MACD and Ichimoku cloud. And if you make that, you can come to the templates and you can save the indicator template. However, if you are on the free plan, you will notice that you have a few indicators that you can group together. I think it's up to 3. If you're on the higher plans, you can go up to about 5, and then the highest plan you can go more than 5. So we're going to call this test Ichi MACD. Once you click save, it should appear under the templates. Where is it? Here it is, test Ichi. To remove the indicators, you just click on the indicator and just delete. Here for the ones at the bottom, there's an X. The other thing that's important is back on the indicator, if you add the MACD, you add the volume, you also add the RSI, like that. You can move them around. So for instance, you just come here and you can move the or you can move these two around. You can't move the volume, sorry. And so I just thought I should share that. And then to clear the screen, you just remove indicators, and all the indicators go away. The other thing that I can talk about is the financials, but the financials, basically, I don't pay attention to this because I use Forex Factory. I love this. This part is exciting for me. So for instance, if you're trading right now and you come and draw a horizontal line here, and you say if price comes, let me just show you. If you say if price comes here, I'm going to enter for a drop. So you can set an alert for the price here. You just have to come there and choose crossing maybe a line or crossing the price. I'll do a full tutorial on just alerts. I find them to be super convenient, especially for those people who are on the go. You don't have to stare at the computer the whole day. So under templates, you save the templates. If you don't like a template, you just delete it and it says yes, and it's gone. Then this is powerful, but it's on the paid plan. So for instance, if you are testing, say you lose a trade, right? And you're trying to figure out, how did I lose? You can go and click replay, and then you have a red line. Once you choose where to end, notice what happens. The market goes to exactly what you were seeing before it played out. Then you can play this out. You can play it out, and once you are done, you can close it to go back to where it is right now. This is particularly useful if you are journaling a trade, and say for instance whether you won or you lost, you want to get a good understanding of how did I mess up or what have I learned. You've got your undo, you've got your redo. This is important if you are trading, say for instance, even just one pair. Once you click it, if you're on the other plans, you can split the screen into two, where you have your naked chart there, and you have one with, just remove my indicators. So you can have even different time frames. If you want to change the currency, you just click a certain window, come to the Windows tab and change it, say for instance to USD, and you can hide it back. There you can be trading the Euro USD on the left and the USD on the right, the USD JPY on the right. Sometimes you can even just trade the same pair. You just say, you know what, I'm going to be trading USD JPY, and I'm going to add an indicator. I'm going to add the MACD. Yeah, that's how I'll do it. So for now, we'll just, oh yeah, the other thing about this is if you're on the highest paid plan, you can split the screen into all these different patterns. I just split it to two. You can also save the pattern that you are seeing, so to say. Then this is the same as the, this settings is the same as right clicking. It helps change the scene view. I think I went through over this, where you can change the appearance. You can, if you start from the symbols, this is where you can change the color of the candles. If you are trading candlesticks, this is the bearish or the up, this is the down. I don't really know what this is. The status line. Under the appearance, you can increase the grid, you can hide the grid, or you can remove it. You can also add session breaks. Let me just come to the 1 hour. If you right click, go to properties, go to appearance, and you say sessions, you can add the sessions. The sessions will show you when the market opened and closed. This is particularly handy if you're trading the shorter time frames. If you come to the day or the week, it won't show anything because the market opens within the day or the period. Yeah, so this is just a really general overview of how to use TradingView. Now, the other beauty of TradingView is it can connect to some of the brokers, not all of them. This is, yeah, not there. So if you are connected to your broker, after you've connected it to your broker, you can actually trade it by simply saying buy or sell. You just have to make sure you're connected to your broker. The only problem with this is it connects with a few brokers. It doesn't connect with like all the brokers. The way MetaTrader 4 is specific for each broker. So there it is, guys. I just thought I'd do a long video on how you can make use of MT4, of TradingView. Thank you very much. Feel free to leave any comments, any suggestions, how we can improve, any questions I will get back to whatever questions you leave. And of course, don't forget to like. You can follow us on the socials as well as ask. You can also subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much, and have a good day.